Shalawam, shalawam. Alright, we're gonna get into it, man. Share this live out real quick. And I feel like this one has to be, maybe corrected due to certain things that we say. And individuals may not understand it fully, okay? But the title of this lesson is going to be Religious We Are. Religious We Are, all right? So let me close the door. All right. Now, this should be really plain to brothers that have common sense, okay? But I guess sometimes we gotta bring this back, because sometimes we do say these things, but we're gonna fix it. All right. So hey, shalom, bro. Yahweh Hashem Yasharahla. All right. So hey, I'm gonna face the east. All praises be to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, and shalom to the Lord's hopeful elect. 144,000 men, as well as 1/3 men, women, and children, maintaining themselves, keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of their ability. All right, it's your brother Yerami Kazak back with hopefully another edifying lesson through the spirit, power, and strength of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Okay, those are the true names of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. All right, which we have came to call upon. And they mean Yahweh means he is, he exists. Yahweh Shai means he saves, he delivers, he is salvation. And Rakakadash means a spirit that's set apart, a spirit that's holy. Okay? Now, I'm gonna give brothers about a minute or two to get up in here, and then we will begin the lesson. We only got 2 brothers in here. Who is God's servant? You was in here, but you left. You only like the message? Gilbert Williams, you ain't like the message. Hey, we don't care. I'm about to have fun with this one, man. All right. We honestly don't care. If you can't channel the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, I don't, what are you here for? Look. Yahweh, okay? Yahweh, Yahweh. And then Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai, okay? If you can't channel these names, what are you here for? If you reject these names, what you here for? Hey man, I ain't trying to force nothing down your throat, man. Okay? I'm not here to force anything on you. We persuade men. We don't force men. Let's get that precept. Okay? This is 2 Corinthians 5:11. Knowing therefore the terror of Yahweh, we persuade men, but we are made manifest unto power, and our trust also are made manifest in your consciences. So we persuade you. We tell you the judgments. We tell you the terror. We tell you what the Father is about to do, what the Son is about to do. We come forth and tell you these things. If you don't want to listen and you don't want to get it, okay, keep stepping. All right, Galatians 1 and 10. For do I now persuade men or power, or do I seek to please men? For if I yet please men, I should not be the servant of Hamashiach. So I'm not here to please men. Am I here to please you? No. Am I here to appeal to you? No. You may not like what I got to say. So, all right. You said, are there any prophecies God's people fulfill soon? When you say God, okay, first of all, his name is Yahweh, and you want to capitalize that G. All right, if you do say God. Now, are there any prophecies God's people, which are the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, are there any prophecies they will fulfill soon? Well, I mean, when the prophecies pass, they'll pass. We don't do anything in a sense. We just operate in a story. Okay? The Most High will bring things to pass at appointed times. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, all I could tell you is look and watch. We see certain signs, certain things happening. Okay? WW3 is on the horizon. You got a civil war on the horizon. You got martial law on the horizon. All right? You asking me that question like I know what we about to do next. No, I don't. We don't know that, bro. You know? So, yeah, brother can say brother's teaching is a fulfillment of prophecy, most definitely. But shit, brother's been teaching since 1969. So, yeah, we could say that one. You know. So, yeah, prophecies have been fulfilled. But asking that question, asking like, I'm going to tell you, like, what's the next one? What you need to be looking for is the MOTB. All right? Sedition among men. You can see that happening. This is the thing. Okay, look. I think we need to break this down. Prophecy don't happen overnight, bro. The only prophecy that's really going to happen overnight is the ICBM missiles coming overnight. That's the only one. Everything else happens, you know, in a sense, through gradualism, through time. Okay? You'll be back. You're going to look up something. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Go look up whatever you want to look up in Esau's little ass knowledge. All right? But what we telling you is what the scriptures say. Because it tells you America will be destroyed in 1 hour. All right? That's like that. You know? Y'all brothers keep putting up second address. Let's go get that. Second address 4 and 37. And it reads, by measure hath he measured the times, and by number hath he numbered the times. And he doeth not move nor store them until the said measure be fulfilled. But if this individual left, he said he going to be back. You left. You're not even going to get it because you left. So what should you be doing? You should be in here taking notes. That's what the wise would do. All right. Now, the topic of the lesson is religious we are. Because I see it too many times. Brothers talking about we not religious. We don't practice religion. We don't got no religion. They ask you, what's your religion? I don't do religion. Nigga, yes you do. Every single one of us on this planet is religious. Even atheists are religious. They're religious to being atheists. Okay? What did we just do? What feast day did we all just partake in? Come on, comment board. What feast day did we all just partake in? Shit, if y'all don't know, y'all must really not be religious. I mean, damn, it's taking forever. All right, trumpets, Feast of Trumpets. Okay? So, isn't that religious? Don't we do that every year? Right? Because Elder Apostle Gabar went into this on Tuesday. And I was like, man, yeah, I mean, that's a lesson. Because it's a lesson. We have religious ceremonies. We have annual feasts. We have Sabbaths. Things that we do constantly. Things that we do at appointed times. So therefore, we are a very religious people. We are the most religious people on this planet. We have 613 laws, brothers. Isn't that extremely religious? I said. So we are extremely religious. Okay? Galatians 1:14. And profited in the Jews' religion above many, my equals in mine own nation, being more exceedingly zealous of the traditions of my fathers. And what's the traditions of our fathers? Circumcision, that's a religion. So 8 days into this life as a man, you would come into this thing and you would practice a religion by being circumcised. All right? The brother put action or conduct indicating a belief in a divine power and reverence for and desire to please it. That's the etymology of the word religion. All right. Now we understand you could, because we are, I was guilty of it myself, saying religion goes back to religare, which means to bind, one's consciousness. But later on in my life, later on in my years, in this truth, I understand that, we are, in a sense, who are you bound to? Who is the lease agreement with? Answer me that. Riddle me that. Who is the lease agreement with in this religious bond that you are with? Who did you make a lease with? Who did you make a covenant with? Let's get that word covenant. Let me turn this with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Okay? Elder Apostle Gabar went into it on Tuesday. I'm just lambacking. Okay? Covenant. A mutual compact to do or not to do something. A contract. Originally present participant of convenire, agree, meet. From the Latin, convenire, come together, unite. Be suitable, agree. It's an agreement. Together. To come. So, that's what you are partaking in. A covenant. Old covenant, then grace. Which is still, in a sense, old covenant. Right? Without the sacrificial part. Because Yahweh Shah is that ultimate lamb. So you still have to partake in the laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of your ability. Hint the word grace. Right? Then in the new covenant, you're going to be came together in unity under another set of rules, which is really the old rules, but you'll be able to keep them now. Understanding that. All right? So you are in a religious environment. You do have to keep things religiously. You do have to acknowledge a power that's higher than you. Okay? Black Templar, you said, do you think the world is starting to be against Jerusalem? Okay, bro, who is Jerusalem? Okay? That's my question to you. Who is Jerusalem? Matter of fact, if you could come up here, man. I like to hear people's voices, because I can't really tell by text. I tell a person, man, call me, man.
Hey, how are you, sir?
Yeah, how you doing, man? What's your father's lineage?
It's Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican. Okay, cool. You would be tribe of Ephraim. Okay.
Oh yeah, I actually saw that list a few weeks ago. That's pretty interesting. Who made that list?
My elders. I fought before us.
Oh, Yeah, it was pretty interesting. I asked the last guy who made it, and he got very angry with me. I don't know why. But I
Who
was
was
just
the
trying to.
last guy? Who did you ask?
Oh, I can't even tell you. I didn't even want to. Everybody was so angry in that live. I don't know what was wrong with everybody.
Cause I think I remember your name, man. You know, I got a memory. I got a
Oh,
sharp
yeah.
memory.
Maybe the guy was like, "Oh, who are you asking me where I got this list from?" I was like, "I'm just asking. I was curious."
Yeah, anyway, this list was created based upon Genesis the 49th chapter and
Hmm.
Deuteronomy the 28th chapter. Is the prophecies support this list.
So I was trying to pin down where we are in Revelations, and it's. I know the UN and everything is like seems to be against Jerusalem because of. I'm assuming because of the war in
Okay,
Gaza.
that's what I'm asking you. Who is Jerusalem?
Well, I'm assuming it's the people that are against Gaza.
Hell no.
Well, let's just say hypothetically tomorrow the world was against a place called Jerusalem, and it became an unmovable stone, like almost as if something was protecting it. What would you think?
First of all, I don't care about Jerusalem.
Yeah, but what would you think if it happened?
I don't care.
You wouldn't think that would be like prophecy being fulfilled?
No, it's not prophecy be fulfilled because you don't understand who Jerusalem is according to the scriptures. Now we're
No,
gonna go to
no.
Second Maccabees 5:19. Listen to
Yeah.
this. Nevertheless, power did not choose the people for the place's sake, but the place for the people's sake. So understanding when you talk about Jerusalem, you talking about the Israelites. Now, they were what? They were in Egypt first. He dealt with them in Egypt. He dealt with them in the desert before they ever came into the land of Israel, before they ever came into Jerusalem or Samaria, before they ever dwelt in those lands. They were Israel. They were Jerusalem. They were Zion. So it's a people. We don't care about no land.
Right. So what you're saying is that the world will be against us, everybody on that list, and we will be immovable. The world will be against all those people on those lists right there.
Yes, the world is going to be against the Israelites, meaning the
The
remnant,
West
the
Indians,
righteous.
the Haitians, Dominicans,
Yes,
Guatemalans.
yes.
But let's just say, hypothetically,
Ain't no
the place,
hypothetically. I don't do
place.
hypotheticals.
Well,
You got some
I just like
scriptures?
to.
You got any type of scriptures you want me to get in? Or
Well, I was just looking it up, and it was just in Zechariah. I think like 12 or 14 or
okay,
something.
bring it out. Zechariah 12 and 14.
I think it was that one.
Okay, Zechariah 12 and 14. And it reads, all the families that remain, every family apart and their wives apart. Now we got to go back to get some understanding.
Oh, maybe I was wrong. I don't know. It was kind of quick, but I know it was Zechariah.
You probably meant Zechariah 14 and 12. Like what pertaining
Oh,
to what? What was you pertaining to?
about the world being against Israel or Jerusalem.
Yeah, you talking about Zechariah 14 and 12. All right,
Oh,
so
okay.
let's read that. And this shall be the plague wherewith Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. That's what you're talking about. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. Their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Now, what type of weapon do you believe can bring that type of torture upon a person?
I guess blades.
Blades?
I think so. I was trying to read it and hear it at the same time. You tell me.
A comment board. Was specifically Yanasha. Chill out. All right. So let's read it one more time. And this shall be the plague wherewith Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. So this is letting you know this is
Oh,
gonna happen at one
yeah.
specific time. Okay, all
Right.
in what's the word? All at the same time.
Right,
Okay,
right, right. Yeah, I see it now. So I guess it's like a bomb or something.
a bomb or something. There we go. We getting there. So a ICBM missile. That's the only type of weapon that can do that.
So
You
you're
know,
saying that one missile for each of those people from on that list are gonna get that?
I'm saying that nukes will be dropped on certain places, such as America, which will be the major drop point. You will have
Yeah.
nukes dropped on America. You will have nukes dropped in the land of Israel. Okay, the geographical location. You will have nukes dropped in other lands as well, such as Russia, such as China, such as Iran, such as Persia, such as India, you know? So because a lot of these nations, they enslaved us, they fought against us, they were against Jerusalem. You understand? China was against Jerusalem, meaning they were against the Israelites. They treated us bad. Hey, do you know we was once enslaved by the Japanese? If you read the
Yeah.
scriptures, Ammon, which is the Japanese, once had us as slaves. So
Yeah.
they don't care. They don't like us. You
Yeah.
know?
I did stumble on a video saying that Jews were, or I don't know how you want me to phrase it, but it just said Jewish people were kicked out of like all these countries, and I didn't know that.
Yeah, first of all, we're not Jewish. Don't ever refer to yourself as Jewish.
Uh,
Because ISH, that means to be like something.
right.
If you
Right.
are Puerto Rican, your father's a Puerto Rican, your
Mm-hmm.
grandfather's a Puerto Rican, then you are Ephraim. You're not like Ephraim. You are Ephraim. You are
Mm-hmm.
Ephraimite. You're not like that. You are that. So you are
Right. Right.
simply an Israelite, tribe of Ephraim. And you wouldn't be
Um,
a Jew. You would be Northern Kingdom. You would be an Ephraimite. Jew would be so-called Negroes, Haitians, and Trinidadians and Jamaicans. It would be the Southern Kingdom, which is Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. So that would
yeah.
be the so-called Jews, which they call Jews because Judah, which in the Hebrew is Yahweh, which means he praises Yahweh or to praise Yahweh, that was the head tribe of the Southern Kingdom. That's why they were all in like a conglomerate and called Jews.
Mm-hmm.
But you would be of the head tribe of the Northern Kingdom, because Ephraim, the Puerto Ricans, was the head tribe of the Northern Kingdom.
Let me
Ephraim.
ask.
This is why sometimes the
Mhm.
scriptures just simply says Israel or it says Ephraim, but it's referring to all of the Northern Kingdom.
Let me ask you something. Like, I just recently saw like the Jewish people doing something called the Festival of Trumpets.
Yeah.
Is that like something they got from the Torah?
Yeah, that's Leviticus the 23rd chapter, which we did that as well. We just did it as well.
Oh, you
All right.
did?
Yeah, I'm gonna read it for you
Like,
right here.
like,
This is
because I
Leviticus
just.
23,
Uh huh.
23 through 25. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, in the first day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing of trumpets, and holy convocation. Ye shall do no severe work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yahweh. So
So, so
we
since
go ahead.
I'm sorry. So since you consider, I mean, since you're saying that you're on the list and everything, you're an Israelite. Did you partake in that personally?
We partaked in the correct way to do it, right? We did
Oh,
it
so
the
you.
correct
Uh
way.
huh.
And we did it on September 21st, the correct date according to the new moon. I don't know when they did it because I don't care about what they do over there.
Yeah,
I
they said when they did it, there was like a blood moon and everything,
Nah, it was a new moon.
or a new moon. Sorry.
Yeah, it was a new moon. So but we don't look what they do doesn't really they normally don't keep the stuff correctly. It just so happened to match up, and to be around that time. But because I saw a couple videos of them doing it. Guess what? I saw them out there with their heads covered. All right,
Yeah, which you're
you don't
supposed to
supposed to have
do,
your head
right?
covered as a man.
I thought, oh, well, when you're praying, you can uncover it, right?
No, when you
And
pray and you prophesy, you don't supposed to have your head covered. So when they was doing the feast, they have those what you call yarmulkes or whatever on their head. That's off. You don't supposed to do that.
yeah, I don't know where that came from. That black cube, right?
I don't really know the origins. Brothers had went into it before, but I would have to get the information on it. But I just know
Yeah.
that we don't supposed to do that. You know, women supposed to have their head covered. That's a
Right.
practice. But men, you are supposed to have your head uncovered because
Right.
when you're doing a lesson, when you're preaching, when you're prophesying, the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of the Father is anointing you. It's coming down and dwelling in you.
Right.
So yeah, they're going off. So hey, really don't get caught up on what they do, man. They're not the people. If
Well,
you
I'm
understand
just
who they are, what do they call
yeah.
themselves, right? They call themselves Ashkenazi Jews, right?
Uh-huh.
Do you know where Ashkenazi comes from?
No.
Ashkenazi is of Japhetic origin. Ashkenaz was one of Japheth's grandsons. So, and the Japhetic people today are the Polynesians, the Hawaiians, the Samoans, the people that live in Guam, people that live in Saipan, the islanders. Okay, those are Japhetic people, the island people. So you're calling yourself after Japhetic origin when the scriptures say that the Israelites came from Shem. We are Shemitic. We didn't come from Japheth. We came from Shem, right? But they just, what they do is they go around and they take everybody's identity. Okay, that's what they do. They take everybody's identity. They call themselves the Russians, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that the Russians, and I'm gonna do a lesson on this later this week. The Russians were originally dark-skinned people, which was the Japhetic individuals. That's truly God. That's who that is. But they came into that land. They have what you call the Caucasian Wars, where they came into that land and they fought those people and took their land. This is in
Really
history. And then
interesting.
they call themselves what? The Greeks, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you could take the Greeks back and they would be known as the Etruscans, which are also Japhetic people, which they're islanders now. So they got ran out of their lands by Esau, Edom, which are the YT man is really the Edomites. That's who they are. But they went into all these different lands. Spain would be Tarshish. Those would be also Japhetic people. Now they got ran out by the Edomites as well. So wherever they go, they take over lands. Let's get a scripture to support that. This,
Are there any Jamaicans or Haitians on that list? I don't have my glasses.
Jamaicans are Benjamites.
Are they Benjamites? West
Yeah,
Indians?
yeah, West Indians. Yes. So
Interesting.
Asians would be Moab or Ammon, but understand that you can have Israelites mixed in, like Bruce Lee, like Jackie Chan. Those are Israelites. And how do we know? Because they bear the salt, the flavor. You know, they got that soul in them. You know what I'm saying? So this
Mm-hmm.
is Psalms 49 and 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. So Africa, do you know who Africa is named after?
No.
It's named after a general, an Edomite general, Scipio Africanus, after he defeated Hannibal. Now Hannibal of the land of Carthage was an Israelite, and he was a great general. He could have beat them, but he was beating their ass, and then he chilled out. He gave them a couple days to rest up, and then they came back and they beat him. But he was winning, right? But he lost after Scipio Africanus won that battle. They called him Africanus because they basically said that he took over Africa in that sense. All right,
Mm-hmm.
so they named the whole continent after him, and you have Asia, which is named after his brother. I believe it's Asiaticus. So Asia and Australia is named after his brother. All right, so they named these lands after their own names. America, that's a what? That's Amerigo Vespucci. Also, America simply means misery or bitterness. That's what this land is really, you know. So also, Europe. Europe is named after a Roman goddess named Europa. All right, that's their custom. That's their practice. They said that Zeus dwelt with her, and he loved her so much he named the entire continent of Europe after her. So they name it after their false gods, their beliefs. They named all these lands after their names, and once again, they think that their houses shall continue forever, but it will not.
That's interesting.
Can you sense in your spirit that America is falling?
Well, I know it's falling. That's for sure.
Yeah, falling. Yeah, you could tell because
Absolutely. There's I could definitely feel it. There's a lot of hate in the air. A
yeah,
lot of
it's a
angst.
lot of tension. And let's get that second Esdras. Have you seen the movie Civil War?
Nah.
That's a good movie, but
Yeah. Maybe I'll watch it then. But
I'm gonna get this for
I,
you. This is Psalm 64, and where is it at?
like something's going on. There's a spirit out there that's trying to divide everybody, make everybody angry, and nobody can see it. Everybody's just being blind to it. They're just acting first instead of thinking.
Yeah, that's carnal. Because they're extremely carnal. This is Psalm 64 and 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Now that means that they're gonna let you know what they're doing. So the movies like Civil War, Lead the World Behind, Upgrade, 2044, Subservience, shoot. Even that movie, that cartoon movie, what's that joint called, man? The little robot on the planet.
Oh, that Wally?
Wally! Wally! Yeah, there you go, bro. Hey, the water. That means thank you. Wally, yeah. So in Wally, what was all the YT people was fat. They lost their bone density because they got extremely lazy because of
Yeah.
AI, because of robots.
Yeah.
And Earth became a wasteland. It became straight trash. They went into space and they went into hibernation. So they letting you know what they want to do. You know, they are extremely, they're lazy.
Yeah.
Now this is second Esdras 15 and 15. And really let's start at 14. Woe meaning destruction to the world and them that dwell therein. So this is the Father's will. This is what the Most High wants to do to this place. And he will do to this place. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Now, what do you think the modern day sword is?
Probably some iron.
And try again.
Like a 9.
Yeah, there you go. All right, yeah, pew pew.
Yeah.
Most
Yeah, I'm not
definitely.
gonna say that word. That's dumb. I'm just saying
Yeah, nah, it's
iron.
all good. It's all good. But that's the modern day sword. So you're gonna
Yeah.
have people, going up and grabbing swords and fighting against one another. So this is civil war. This is what you would call what they predictive programmed in your mind a purge.
Do you think it could mean do you think it could mean their tongues also as swords?
Oh yeah, they tongue. Oh, let's go back. We gotta go back. This is Psalm 64 and 3. Who wet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. Now, understanding that, I'm glad that you said that. We'll go to Isaiah 10 and 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. So they use their tongue to write these laws, and they use it to unalive you and your people. They use it to set you up. If most Americans don't know, but it's a law that was passed. If you are 100 miles within a coastline, they can search you without a warrant. Search and seizure. It doesn't matter. They don't need a warrant or nothing. They can just kick open the door and tell you to get down.
That's
So
interesting.
they've created these laws where they can do it. Trump just passed a law saying, you know, if he wants to, he can arrest whoever he wants to. Basically, that's what the law says.
With no plea, with nothing going on, you could just do it.
If he has a suspicion that you're a migrant. So that was the law, basically, you know.
Oh.
So
What do you mean? They can't just arrest you. They gotta do their due diligence, don't they?
due diligence is going out the window. That's why we entering into what you call in the Bible Jacob's trouble. We entering into
that's
a
what IDs are for.
We entering into a wicked king, a cruel Lord, as the Bible calls him. But this is, matter of fact, it's beautiful that you said that because we're gonna have to get that. All right. This is why people are gonna, you know, rise up with swords and fight against one another. Now, let's go to Isaiah the 19th chapter. Matter of fact, let's go to Isaiah the 14th chapter. And let's go down to right here, verse 4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? Now, we were just talking about America falling. So that's what it's talking about. Babylon is America. This golden city, which everybody think is so amazing, but it's ceasing. It's gonna fall. It's you know, it's bound to be destroyed very soon. Verse 5. Yahweh have broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. That's the keepers of the house. Ecclesiastes 12 chapter. The keepers of the house are the Edomites. The ones that's ruling over us right now, that make us pay taxes, make us, do all this type of crazy stuff. We got to work. We got to pay water bill, lightning bill, electricity, all that type of stuff. Just stupid, right? When this stuff, man, back in the ancient days, this stuff used to be free. We didn't have to pay for none of this stuff. It was decent to give your civilians electricity. You had Moorish kings, which that's also going into the lesson I got to do on the 10 kings of Europe. You had Moorish kings that lit the streets of.
Somebody's got to work though.
Exactly. Now, hey, everything you say, I'm just keep getting scriptures with it, because somebody does have to work. That's correct. Now we're gonna get that in a minute. Matter of fact, in this same chapter, we're gonna tell you who's gonna be the workers. Verse 6. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nation in anger, is persecuted, and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Because this wicked guy, the one that he smote the people in wrath, he unalived us in wrath with a continual stroke, perpetually, right? He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. So that's talking about these Edomites that are in power, the elites, the so-called DuPonts, Kissingers, Rothschilds, Rockefellers, all Oppenheimers, all these type of guys, the banking families. They will be brought down low. All right, now you asking who's going to work? Let's go to the top. This is verse 1. For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Now this is talking about Israelites. This is not talking about heathens. When it says strangers, if you look that word up, it goes into the word gar, which means one that lacks inherited rights. So going back to what you said about Asians, like I said, it's Israelites in those countries because their bloodline goes back to Jacob, right? So they will be brought in. You got Israelites in Africa that may be practicing whatever. If they're righteous, they will be brought in. If they wicked, they're going to get unalived. All right, according to Luke 19:27. So you got these strangers, which may not know the practices and the customs, but they will be brought in, and they will cleave onto Israel. They will cleave onto the prophets, onto the brothers that's been teaching, that know the correct ways and things of that nature in these last days. Now, verse 2, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Now that's talking about us ruling over who oppresses us?
Uh, well, I mean, I don't feel oppressed, but I'm assuming you mean um, the people that rule this nation.
Okay, what nation you live in right now?
I'm in the U.S.
You in the U.S. Okay, you got to pay bills.
Of course.
You got a car.
Yeah.
You got to pay registration.
Yeah.
You got to pay for your license.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? That's not a. You don't think that's oppression?
I mean, some people gotta pay. It's what the
People got to
world says.
pay. Now, in the old days, what would that be called? It would be called tribute. Who pays tribute? The ones that lose the war, the ones that are oppressed, the ones that are in captivity. So, and today it's called taxes, right?
Hmm.
I should not have to pay to register my car every single year, man. What is that about? Okay, I shouldn't have to do that stuff. I shouldn't have to pay to drive on the road. I shouldn't have to pay to renew my license.
I
Okay,
mean, they say it's for emissions to make sure your car's running clean.
and that's a
Or
damn lie. You know it, bro. You know it. We are in captivity, man. They are out here in California. I believe the sales tax is like, I don't know, it's like 10 or 11 cent. So we got to pay for all of that. And all that money just goes to the government.
yeah.
But the roads are still trash. The education system is still trash, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. We are under captivity. It's a yoke of iron. And that's also in the scriptures. You know what I'm saying?
All
So
right. Let
we
me ask
are
you one
oppressed.
question. I
Go
talked
ahead.
to I talked to a Mexican and a Muslim, and I'm really trying to understand. I like talking and listening to a lot of people, and this Mexican guy had a live saying that America was supposed to be Mexican. It's Mexican land, and I asked him. I was like, "Were there any other people on this America at when your ancestors were on it?" He goes, "No." I was like, "Well, the blacks claim they say that their people was on it," and he was like, "Absolutely not. America belongs to Mexicans." And the Muslims, they kind of said the same thing. Everybody seems to have a claim on this land. What do you think about that?
All right, so let's go to Isaiah 11 chapter, verse 13. The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. Now, you remember when I said earlier that sometimes the Bible just says Ephraim and Judah, but it's
Yeah.
representing the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom?
Hmm.
So therefore, that would bring that hate, which is a curse. Deuteronomy 28 and 54. It's a curse between the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, and just brother and brother in general, to hate your fellow brother. So, you know, you would have Ephraim, which that includes Issachar, northern kingdom, right? Issachar, Mexican brothers, right? And they would fight us. You would have MS-13 and all that type of stuff.
Hmm.
And it would be a long hatred. Like I live in the LA area kind of, I'm like 40 minutes from LA, but when I go down to LA, I know East LA, that's full of Latinos. That's full of Issachar. That's full of, I know how to move in that area because I know what it's about. They heavy in number, and some of them don't like Judah, but that's a curse. So I have to understand that. That's a curse that's on our people. So going back to what the dude said, that America belonged to Mexicans, and there's some truth in it, because yes, California, okay, Texas, all right, that land did belong to Mexico. It did belong to Issachar, all right? But then you had such as the Midwest, the East Coast, Canada, all of that belonged to Gad and Reuben. So what you would call the Native Americans today, right? So let's go.
What do you
And I
think
don't,
about
I
the
don't know if you ever
Muslims?
read this, but we're gonna have to go there.
What about the Muslims?
Okay, Muslims, that it's no such thing, because Muslim, that's simply, it's a false religion. Okay,
Yeah.
so
But they
you
said
have
if you don't follow Islam, you're gonna pay a tax.
yeah, Islam was, that's a white man's. He created that to go against Christianity, which Christianity is false as well because that was created by a Jake. It was really implementing Roman customs and Greek customs into this truth. That's where you get Christmas. That's where you get Easter. That's where you get these type of things from. All right. So Christianity and Islam, that's all. That's all BS. All right. So Muslim is not a nationality. Okay.
Right.
You can have a Judite brother and his nationality is Israelite. He's Israel, but he can be a Muslim because he practices Islam. Okay, but he's not. His nationality is Israel. All right.
Right.
Come on, man. Take a break. Take a breath. Take a breath. Yo, take a breath.
Oh, should I go?
Yo. I invited you. I mean, you came up here. Be
I'm just
respectful.
saying, you said Israel, Judea, Benjamin, Levi, Samson, right? Which tribe are you from?
I'm from the tribe of Judah, but do you have a question or
Are
something
you?
sincere?
Are you? Are you from the tribe of Judah?
All right, bro. You ain't coming up here in the right spirit, man.
No, come on. I am. I am. Trust me. I'm a very respectful man. I will never call you
No,
names.
no, you came up here and you automatically interrupted me.
Okay, go for it. I'm a hush it. You go ahead. Speak up. When it's my turn, let me talk. Go for it.
Now, Black Templar, you can come back up here, bro. You can come back up here.
Let's
Get this dude. Hey, Kakama, block that man. Block him. Black Templar, you can come back up here, bro. Hey, Salakia, man. I mean, forgive me. All right.
Yeah.
That dude sent the invite. I thought he was gonna come up here in the right spirit, but he was in
Oh.
a different type of spirit. And off his voice, I could tell he was like Elam or Ishmael. You know. But going back to the point is your nationality, and let's get the table of nations for you. And Kakama, I meant block the Awak Akbar dude, man. Block that dude.
No, you shouldn't block them. You should always let them in.
I done learned from teaching many lessons that, if I don't block them, sometimes they try to report the live and the live get took down.
Oh.
So that's why I be extra careful. So we're going to go to the table of nations to show you. There's 18 nations on this planet. This is all from the scriptures. So you have Israel, which is Yasharahla, and that's our nation. If you being Ephraim, Puerto Rican, you would be of the 12 tribes, which you see up there. Okay? Now, Edom, which would be the YT man, all right, he actually has it's 13 tribes in his nation. Okay, so you have different type of tribes in his nation, but the nation as a conglomerate is Edom. They are the Edomites. All right. So that's the YT man. That's who rules the earth today because they are also known as the wicked. Now let's go to Job 9:24. And it reads, the earth is given unto the hands of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So the earth, understanding it was given into the hands of the wicked. This is their time to rule. Right? So you was talking about Revelations. Let's go to Revelations real quick and read verse 3. Really, let's start at verse 2. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. Okay, now this is talking about Esau, Edom, which he was bound around 300, 400 AD until 1300, 1400 AD. He was bound to the Caucasus Mountains. He was bound in Europe. He was sealed, and he didn't have any type of understanding. He was literally a caveman. All right. Now, verse 3, and cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal upon him that he should deceive the nations no more. Because understanding, before he was bound, you had the Roman Empire. So he was ruling and deceiving the nations. All right, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosened a little season. So that's when the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. The earth is in his hands. All right, like they were in his hands during the Greek Empire and the Roman Empire. Right, so during the Dark Ages, where, like I told brothers, I'm gonna do a lesson on the 10 Moorish kings of Europe. You know, we ruled during the Dark Ages. We ruled during that time period. All right. So keeping it going, you have India, which is Elam. Okay, and that would also include your Persians, like Iran. All right, those individuals. Pakistan. Okay, those are the same individuals. They are the same nation. Right? You have Assyria, which is Ashur. You have Syria, which is Aram. You have Arabs, which is really Ishmael. Okay, so that would be the people that rule Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Saudi Arabia. But understanding this, Esau is a bandit, right? He goes from nation to nation. He camouflages himself. So some of those Saudi princes are actually Edomites. Some of them are Edomites. They blended in. Now, how could that happen? You could go into a Ishmaelite woman and your skin color could change, meaning your kids could come out looking different. Like a Edomite could go into a Jake woman, right? But that baby is still an Edomite because the lineage, the seed comes from the father. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, is your mother Puerto Rican as well?
Yeah, my parents and my grandparents and my wife is Puerto Rican.
Boy, y'all eat from. Oh, you got a white. You got an eat from wife too. Oh, you eat from all over, right? That's
I
beautiful.
just prefer to stick with my own people.
That's good. That's tight. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. All right. So Chinese would be Moab. Japanese would be Ammon. Now, if you understand the story of Lot, after Sodom and Gomorrah, Ammon, and Moab, they came from Lot because his daughters thought that the entire planet was done. So they got him really drunk and they had him impregnate them. All right. So that's what happened with them. So this is why, the slanted eyes, they short, things of that nature. Okay. You have some dummies out here, some Israelites talking about, well, it's incest. Yeah, at that point in time, but Yahweh winked at it because they believed that everything was done away with through their ignorance. So he allowed their nations to come forth, So, and they would be considered Hebrews, but they would not be considered Israelites because they are not of the chosen. They come from Lot, who is in Hebrew, but he's not of the chosen because Abraham was the chosen. All right. So keeping it going, Ethiopians, which are, Africans, would be Cush. Egyptians, Mizraim, all right. North Africans would be Phut. South Africans would be Canaan. Now, as you can see, we are Israel. And, I'm just doing this just for comment board in general, because certain individuals may not know this. But we are not of these four nations of Ham, because these are Hamitic nations. These nations come from Ham. All these nations, these first 8 nations, come from Shem. These 4 nations come from Ham, and then the rest of these nations come from Japheth. So you will have Turkey, which is Gomer, the Russians, which is Magog. So now, goes back to the question. The Russians today, what nation are they?
The who? The Russians?
Yeah.
I don't know. What's that say there?
We talked about it. You can look at the comment board and get the answer.
You're throwing a lot of names. I'm listening, but I'm just losing track of them.
Salakia, I might be giving you too much.
I think so. But I am listening.
Yeah. The Russians today are Edom. Like I said earlier, they took over that land during the Caucasian Wars. They took over that land of Russia. Right? So the true Magog would be islanders, right? As well as the true Greeks, Javan, they would be islanders, as well as the Ashkenazi. How we said that the people in the land today are Ashkenazi Jews,
Mm-hmm.
but the Israelites supposed to come from Shem, but they're calling themselves Ashkenazi Jews. How? So you come from Japheth and you come from Shem? It makes no sense. Okay? The true Spanish that's supposed to have the land of Spain are Tarshish or Tarshish. And then the true Cyprus people are, they're supposed to be Kittim. These are all islanders. All these people were pushed out of their land from Turkey to Cyprus. And the Edomites took over those lands.
Interesting.
But I know I done gave you a lot, man. You got any type of questions?
Yeah. I do have one more question. How does when you talk to a Muslim, how does it usually go?
I'm gonna get a scripture for that because I normally don't converse with Muslims like that
Why not?
because our beliefs are not the same. So,
But that's good, right? You can talk to each other and break down the word.
yeah, and that's the thing. So we not really like you heard the term many are called, few are chosen.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not here to get everybody like in that sense because everybody's not gonna be saved. Most of the time when Yahweh the Father, he gives that spirit over to a person, and they want to do Islam, he's doing that in a sense because of their unbelief. Because he's already ordained them to be for destruction. So he's put a spirit of slumber upon them, a deep sleep. And Isaiah the 29th chapter, verse 10 talks about that deep sleep. So I'm gonna get this. This is 2 Corinthians 6 and 14. I mean Salakia. 14. But be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. And a Muslim, somebody that's practicing Islam, is an unbeliever. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion hath light with darkness? So that's like me trying to give my light to something that's full of darkness. It's no point.
Just a lost cause.
Yeah, it's just a lost cause. Yeah, the brother put, can two walk together except they be agreed upon? That's Amos 3 and 3. So we can't walk together because we don't agree with one another. I can tell you truly an Israelite because you got a humble and a meek spirit. You actually, you sitting up here and you listening, you taking it in. Trust me, bro, an Edomite would not do that. They would be full of so much pride and ego and arrogance.
Yeah, I'm not ashamed to learn something new. I like to talk to everyone.
You got brothers in the comments questioning, is you a Muslim? Or you keep asking about.
Oh, no, I just talk to a lot of Muslims and I just ask them questions about the Quran and I basically try to show them that the Bible is like true.
Khan. So I'm going to give you a scripture, just in case, because, dealing with, because, hey, we would literally categorize them as fools because it's foolishness. And the scripture says, meddle not much with a fool, or it's gonna be neither joy nor it's just gonna end in rage at the end of the day. But I'm gonna give you this. 2 Timothy 4 and 3.
It's not that I try to induce hate. I just want to help, I guess.
Khan, I got you. So this is 2 Timothy 4 and 3. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, which means they will not listen to the truth. But after their own lusts shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. So we understand, hey, these are the last days. So it's going to be many false prophets, many false Hamashiachs, many false, messiahs. All that type of stuff is coming. And guess what? A lot of people are going to fall to them. A lot of people are going to cleave onto them, But we going to continuously bring out this truth until we can't bring it out no more. That's our purpose.
Well, that's pretty cool, man. Keep up the good work.
It's all in the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
I'll catch you another time, sir.
All right, for sure, man. Hey, stay safe out there.
All right, you too.
Shalom. All right, man. So, hey, you know, now I really ain't touch on the lesson that I had planned, but that was I felt like that was edifying to the sheep as well. Okay, you know. Um, hey, anybody else got any type of questions? Willie Mack, you can come up here, bro, if you got a question.
How you doing?
How you doing, brother? How you doing?
I was asking a question. I say, who walked with Jesus?
Uh, Hopefully nobody in here walks with Jesus. You know.
Well,
But
who
do you know
called
why I
on
would say
Jesus?
that? Do you know why I would say that?
Uh, no, explain it to me.
Okay, so the letter J was created in 1524. You know, so that is right there is an origin, okay, of why we not gonna call on the name of Jesus.
So
Because
we do. So we do call on. We do call on
the Son,
Yahweh Shai.
yes, Yahweh
Okay,
Shai.
okay. I just wanted to be clear.
Okay. Yeah, so Yahweh Shai would be, you know, in the 1400s when the Renaissance happened, the rebirth, when the white man came up out of them caves and started taking over, they had a contest and they took the painting of our king and they repainted that, they whitewashed it. That's called iconoclasm. So, you know, they painted it as a white man. And they gave him that name, Jesus Christ. That was Cesare Borgia, Serapis Christos. You got all these different type of names. You
Yeah,
know,
well, I'm hip to all that, but
okay.
this is the deal. This is the deal that I keep going back and forth with the Ethiopians, right?
Yeah.
They claim Christianity, right?
Okay.
Okay, so if they claim Christianity, they use the name Jesus Christ. So how
Yes.
can that be if during the time, during the time that the Messiah walked, during the time that the Messiah walked, you understand, there was no Jesus Christ. So why do the Ethiopians even bring this up?
There you go. Yeah, you answer the question yourself, really.
Yeah,
So they lying, man.
yeah,
Okay, the Ethiopians. If you was in here, I went over the table of nations. The Ethiopians are Cush. They're
yeah.
not Israelites.
Yeah, I understand. I understand that they Kush, but now uh let's go back when when uh 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 the Ethiopians adapted to the way of the Most High
Mm.
during the time that they adapted to the Most High. But then here they come with this Jesus Christ, and that's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
Unless they flip, you understand what I'm saying? Because things do flip after different kings and things, get distorted.
Yeah, so I'm gonna touch on it. Okay, so you got 54 nations, 54 countries in Africa, right?
Right,
53 of those countries was colonized by the YT man.
right.
Right? Now the YT man also touched Ethiopia, even though it was never colonized. Uh Haile Selassie dealt with the Europeans. You know, he went up into Europe, he bowed down to them and all of that. He dealt with them so they wouldn't take over his country or whatever. All right,
Okay.
so you have you have Christianity which spread through his country as well as it spread through all over Africa, as it spread through South America, North America. Anytime somebody comes and colonizes, they what? They unalive your strong warriors and then they build up churches and put up that cross. And they give you that name, Jesus Christ. So this is where that stems from.
So
Now,
that book they talking about ain't about nothing. Ain't.
yeah, it ain't about nothing because
Okay.
they have what? They got 88 books in that book. It's not the proper book. We get our book from King James, which was an Israelite, okay, of the Southern Kingdom. He was a melanated man.
Right.
All right.
That's exactly right.
So Yahweh raised him up into that position, had over 54 scholars to go and get the Hebrew, the Greek, and the Latin, manuscripts and translate it into the Old English, and which gave us the 1611 King James Bible. Now that Bible has 80 books, okay? And that's the books that we need to listen to and need to read. Now in 1769, around 1769, 1776, you had the Bible Destruction Group, which took the Apocrypha out of the Bible. That's how we get 66 books. All right.
After they unalive King James.
Yeah. Long time.
Because
King
they
James was
did
done.
unalive him. He didn't just you know what I'm talking about. He didn't just go peacefully.
Kind of. I don't know about all that, but I know, after he got took out or whatever, I know that then they slandered his name and they said that he had lovers and things of that nature that was males, but
Right.
that's incorrect. All right. So yeah, they slandered his name. They tried to talk about the book that he wrote on demonology, which if anybody ever read the book, it's actually exposing the left-hand side. It's actually exposing demons and how people are witches and warlocks and things of that
Right.
nature, because I read the book. So it's not nothing bad. Now, in the Blue Letter Bible, as you can see right here, it says 1611 and then 1769. So it's letting you know the change, and it's up to us to investigate and understand that in 1769, they took some of those books out, which would be considered the Apocrypha, right? If you ever dealt in the Apocrypha, these are the Apocrypha books.
Right.
Not the book of Enoch, because as you was talking about Ethiopians, the book of Enoch is in that Ethiopian Bible, the book of Jasher and Jubilee, but those books are false. You following me?
Yes, I'm listening to you.
Yeah, so those books are false, and those books are we call them pseudo-pigrapha, which means they're attributed to another author that was not alive during the time that they were wrote. So Enoch did not leave us no book, as they want you to, the YT man wants you to think.
Right.
I'm gonna get this precept that the brother brought out. This is 2 Maccabees, 2nd chapter, verse 4 through 8. It was also contained in the same writing that the prophet, being warned of power, commanded the tabernacle and the ark to go with him. So he went forth into the mountain where Moses climbed up and saw the heritage of power. And when Jeremy, which this would be Jeremiah, Jeremiah came thither, he found an hollow cave wherein he laid the tabernacle and the ark and the altar of incense, and so stopped the door. And some of those that followed him came to mark the way, but they could not find it. Which when Jeremiah perceived, he blamed them, saying, as for that place, it shall be unknown until the time that Yahweh gather his people again together and receive them unto mercy. Then shall Yahweh show them these things, and the glory of Yahweh shall appear, and the cloud as also as it was shown under Moses, and as when Solomon desired that the place might be honorably sanctified. Now that cloud is talking about that chariot that, we call Mount Sinai, which appeared and it burnt the mountaintop of where Moses and the Israelites was. That's how big the spaceship was. The cloud is representing a spaceship, a so-called UFO. All right. Now, this is also talking about Jeremiah basically hiding the ark in a place where nobody can find it on this earth. But as the brother Abaniah said, the Ethiopians claim that they have the Ark of the Covenant, but that's a lie.
No, I don't believe that neither.
Yeah.
Because if they had it, you understand, the white T would did everything he could to
get it.
Get there. Yes.
Yeah.
He'd have brought everything. He brought all armies from all different nationalities. You understand? I'm talking about Spain, Rome, the whole Portuguese and all of them, Russia, Germany, and all of them. Even Germans went over there during the war. You understand? seeking the
It's
Ark of the Covenant.
it's funny. All them nations you
They
named is
found nothing but death.
all them nations you named is Edomite nations.
Yeah,
Germany,
yeah,
Russians, Portuguese, Spanish. They all are the same stock of Esau.
yeah. Today that they steady digging under the ground trying to find the Ark.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yes.
what they digging for because they know there's all power there.
Yes, sir. Yeah, but you got any type of any more other questions or anything?
No, I just wanted to clear up this Jesus Christ thing. You understand because the the Ethiopian thing keep buzzing in my head and I done already read, you understand, about it before, you understand, and I definitely read after the massacre of Jerusalem. So, I'm just trying to see where did they done captivated this Jesus Christ at.
Yeah, they lying. According to Acts 4 and 12, it's only one name under the heavens, where man will be saved by. And that
Yeah,
name is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah.
right.
And also Jeremiah 50 and 33. Salakia, Jeremiah 50 and 33. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel, northern kingdom, and the children of Judah, the southern kingdom, were oppressed together. And all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. Now that is talking about us being oppressed together in Babylon. How we just had a brother, a Ephraimite brother, Puerto Rican brother, come up here. He's oppressed in this land with us, right? We have, you had heavy groups of Puerto Ricans, Cubans in New York, being oppressed. Heavy groups up there. So we are oppressed together in this land of Babylon. So at the end of the day, the prophecies is gonna trump any of these foolish, nations talking about they the people.
Well, we know who the people is because that was uh, that was Columbus' whole reason for coming over here. You understand, to find the Hebrew, but the Hebrew, you understand, was the Israelite, and they was under different names, but the same name. But they didn't understand the name that they was under, but it was, in other words, the name meant the same, but they didn't know it by that name. But when they found the different artifacts and different uh, uh, likeness of how they perform their different ceremonies and stuff like that, that's how he knew that he had found what he was really looking for. See, he
Yeah.
went he went to Africa and did some studying there. He wasn't no simp. He studied. He didn't just, you understand, jump on no ship. And then he also brought, you understand, uh, uh,
Yeah. Yeah. Interpreters.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Lord, he
I'm not,
brought,
trust me, I'm
yeah,
knowing.
yeah,
I'm knowing.
yeah,
It's my job to know this stuff, most definitely. They
yeah,
greeted each other with the Shemai, when they greeted one another. So they greeted each other in the Hebrew. So, and for anybody in the comments that doesn't know this, right, you had Cristobal Colon, who the world calls Christopher Columbus. When he came, he brought Hebrew interpreters, so
right,
Israelites, all right?
right,
And he didn't land in America, he landed in the Bahamas, all right, the islands, okay? And when they got there, his interpreters were greeted by Israelites in that land, and they spoke in the holy tongue. So
right.
this is how we know that our people was over here scattered. They spoke the exact same language as the brother is saying. They kept the same customs and things of that nature. Most definitely. That's how we know our people in Africa, such as the Igbo tribe, the Yoruba tribe, the Khan, Ashanti, such a lot of Nigerians, etc., Guyanians, right? These are our people because the salt, Romans 8 and 16, is gonna bear witness, and also the customs that they keep, the circumcision, all right, a lot of stuff that they do. It's showing that they Israelites.
Yeah, they had to migrate. They had to migrate from their land to come down to Africa in order to survive because the Romans were still seeking them out.
Yeah, and we
Well, that
went.
yeah,
You know, we
them
went everywhere. We went because
yeah,
my people go back to Ireland and Scotland. So
yeah.
we definitely inhabited those lands as well. We inhabited Europe as well, and we inherited Russia and Germany as well. You know, so yeah, we scattered abroad, but yeah, the bulk of the Southern Kingdom went to West Africa, Africa, and it would be known as Negro land.
Well, I know, people be talking about our people couldn't read or write, but they knew English. They knew French, which called French and how you pronounce the word? Them French use. They knew French. They knew Portuguese. They knew all these places because they stayed in these places before they end up running down to the African continent. You understand? Because how you gonna bring a people over here and you be able to communicate with them? You understand? If they can't communicate with you, how?
Yeah, you got muted up, bro.
I'm still here.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, how could and they knew who they knew the people. They specifically got certain people that was architect, people that was smelters and welders and uh, 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 what they call
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
yeah,
Most
yeah,
definitely. Yeah, yeah,
yeah. They brought over here builders. They didn't just go over
yeah.
there and get just for no crops and stuff like this here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are people of great heritage, man. We built this land. Shoot, if anybody knows, people should know you had 7 Moorish kings, which were Israelites before you had George Washington. So
Exactly.
we showed them how to set up this nation. We showed them how to run a government and all of that type of stuff. We built the White House. We built all this type of stuff, So yeah, most definitely, we built this land up. And when they got here, Gad and Reuben, Issachar, so-called Aztecs, Mayans, Issachar, Incans, they already had civilizations built up. Okay, they was living off the land and they had cities. You can look up some of these cities, man. You got great cities that the Aztecs had, Mayans had, Incas had. Although they was going off, they was worshiping false gods. They still was building cities and had a great economy and stuff of that nature. So our people was never savages. The savages is the ones that came to this land and brought
Exactly.
warfare.
Exactly.
That's a savage.
Yeah, I mean they even said the trying to think uh the people who ruled Europe, you understand, for 700 years.
Yeah, the
Is it
Moors.
yeah. They the one that took these people how to go take baths, how to
Yes,
make
sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm
sewage
gonna
and
do
all
it.
that. These people
Yep.
was walking around in their own dump.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a lesson on that. Yaharatazai, Lord willing, tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have visuals. I'm gonna have videos and stuff. But yeah, yeah, most definitely. They was yeah, that's it. But man, I'm getting ready to end this, bro. I've been on here for about an hour or so. Thank you for coming up though, and I hope we answered all your questions and all of that.
Yeah, you pretty well cleared my mind. Yeah.
That's good. That's good to know, man. All right, so I'm gonna drop you down and see if anybody else got any type of questions, and then we're gonna wrap it up.
And I thank you for bringing me up, and I like this live. I'm with this live. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Hey, can you continue to tap in, man? I try to go live, consistently.
Whenever I see my little notification, I
Yep.
try to get with you.
Okay, I'm gonna follow you back, man. I'm gonna follow you.
Okay.
All right.
And I appreciate you.
Shalawam to you. Peace unto you.
So long.
You know, so hey man, hey, any more questions? Any more questions? Any last type of questions? I got about 30 minutes. All right. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. You know, hey, this been a good live, man. The first dude was cool. If that brother's still in here, I don't believe so, but you know, both of those brothers was pretty cool. You know, I'm waiting on the scoffers because you know it's always a balance. But whatever. Hey, that brother was pretty cool. Yeah, as the brother Apariyam said, the savages had empires using the sword, their blessing, to take over civilizations. Exactly. So that's his sword, man. That's his blessing. So if you think you about to fight against Esau and win, you have another thing coming for you. All right? We got to wait on our king to return so we can get up out of here. Then we're going to fight. All right? In Jacob's trouble, we're going to what? Trust on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai as we always did. He will sustain us. Psalms 55 and 22, I believe. He's going to sustain thee. So that's what we're going to do. We're not going to fight in a carnal sense. We can't beat these devils, man. All right? This is Psalms 55 and 22. Cast thy burden upon Yahweh, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. All right? So he's going to be with us. So trust in him. Okay? You know, don't trust in your own strength. Don't trust in your own power. Don't trust in all the pew-pews you have, the ammo, and your martial arts skills and all of that. Nah. All right? Pray and ask and seek and use wisdom. Okay? He will put it in your mind, man. The same way he got you driving back and forth to work and home, he got you going in wisdom, right? You didn't get in no wreck. Okay? So he's going to show you what to do. He's the father of spirits. So he's going to place that spirit in you to do what you're supposed to do. He's not going to forsake you. He's not going to leave you. All right? Now, if it ain't no more questions, okay, I'm about to get up out of here. All right? Hey, stay thinking different, man. That was a good lesson you did, bro. I checked it out. That John, I believe John 6 chapter, you know, he was talking about the Pharisees couldn't get it because they was too carnal. They can't see the spiritual. You know, it was tight, bro. Keep doing your thing, man. All right, keep growing and bringing stuff out. You know. But hey, Shalawam to Olo. Hey, good to see you back up in here, bro. Shalawam to Gabriel Swords. Good to see you, bro. Shalawam to the brother Nashar. Hey. And we got the pop quiz going on Sunday. Because the Sabbath is Sunday to Monday, so pop quiz is going to be Sunday. All right. Shalawam to Amaf Kashik. Good to see you with a Hebrew name now, bro. Right? Amaf. Truth. Shalawam to Sister Cupcake. Shalawam to the brother Apariyam. Shalawam, bro. Shalawam to the brother Endure All and the brother Kakuma. And all the new faces that I don't know. Shalawam to you. Hope this lesson was edifying to you. All right. I don't see no questions. So, hey, what I'm about to do? I'm about to face the east. All praises be to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, which rule well and teach well and sincerely taught us his truth. And shalom to the Lord's hopeful elect. As always, Kwam Yasharahla and Abba Ba to this wicked kingdom. May Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, destroy this bitch ASAP, man. Yesterday. All right, we ready to get up out of here. You know, Yahweh Ratazah very soon, man. So, hey, shalom.